much. I'm sure I'm audible enough, so without spending much time, I'll be talking about how businesses can redefine their competitive edge leveraging the power of web data. I'll be using my allocated time to run through these agenda items. First, we'll try and understand what is web data in the first place. While many of us know it, we are already using it in our organizations or in our personal way, but we'll try to give it a more structured definition. And why is it that businesses should use it? What's the use case for different businesses? And what's the industry footprint? Who can be using it? The challenges associated with web data today. I mean, yes, we know it's available. We know we need to use it, but there are challenges associated. So what are those challenges? What's Bright Data's value proposition here? What is it that we can do to make it easy for you? And towards the end, we'll just summarize it with a few points. So before we move forward, a quick introduction about my organization. Bright Data is a decade-year-old company headquartered in Tel Aviv, Israel. We started off with we had a very nimble start with starting with a infrastructure organization, a proxy infrastructure organization, and today we have grown into a successful web data organization which has Fortune 500 companies, academic institutions, e-commerce companies, marketplaces, you name anybody who has to leverage digital in whatever way as our customers across the globe. More than 450 employees with offices in Israel, New York, and in our own backyard in this city in Bangalore. We started with something called the Bright Initiative, under which we work with educational institutions, non-profit organizations, NGOs, government institutes, to help them leverage the power of data to make the world a better place. And we work with them pro bono, no charges for that service, right? And then last but not the least, we have 3,300 approved patents globally. That's a huge scale. So with that, let's try to understand what is web data. A simple dictionary definition, right? It refers to the data. You could read through this, but any sort of an information which is today created by us as an individual or by corporates, whether it's streaming content, audio content, whether it's transactions, online transactions, asking questions on the internet, any sort of a data, that comes under the category of web data. So it's a real user or business created data, and this data actually provides a lot of insights if used correctly in the right way. Sorry. So with this, we'll just jump on and see why is it that businesses should look at web data. We know that the online shift has already happened. That was once upon a time, the online shift happened. But this will continue to increase with the 5G penetration, with the mobile increase, and with the demographic landscape of users increasing. Today, I have my 10-year-old who's doing a lot of online shopping, and I have my 75-year-old mother who also does a lot of shopping. The problem is both of them put it in the cart and I have to pay for it, right? But the point I'm making is that there's a spectrum has really increased, and they are looking for instant gratification, at least my younger one. The choice and fast shipping. While my mother would browse through more items to get something cheaper, my daughter wants something today. So delivery times, variety, it's not only about pricing anymore. Competition is just not about pricing anymore. It's about when we need it and can we get it the same day. So that's what is creating this shift. And at the same time, reviews. I'm sure that all of us agree to this, that we do go through the star ratings, if not read through the reviews. Now, with all these changes, it's becoming extremely critical for businesses to leverage this data, bring this data in their organization, and make informed decisions. And look at the size. By conservative estimates, what we are seeing is the growth of web data to about more than 180 zettabytes. This is to the power of 21. We can just imagine the number of zeros that goes into it. And this is all available over there, right? So with this, I'll play a small video That will provide you a context irrespective of what business you are in. But if you are trying to sell something online or offline, but trying to take insights from the web, how is it going to help you? You could be in the starting phase of your business. You could be an advanced organization, a matured organization. This video will help you to get some insights. Roll it, please.
Last spring, I came up with a great product, earphones with a built-in equalizer that lets you personalize the sound based on age-related hearing changes. But without a great business strategy, I knew my product would never get off the ground. My first move was to use public data collection tools to discover every competitive product on Amazon and other retail sites. Then I built a database of prices, features, rankings, and everything else that could help me position my product in the sweet spot. Next was to set up the continuous tracking of competitive data, everything from prices, discounts, inventory levels, and shipping times, to variables like colors, upsells, and user reviews. On top of that, each variable could be segmented by country and region down to the area code. All this data was exactly what I needed to get a serious edge when it came to setting up my marketing funnels, pricing strategies, and email promotions. Virtually every e-commerce business can follow this approach to capture and structure web data into real, actionable intelligence.
Thank you. All right. So I'm sure this video did provide some context as to how anyone, it could be an individual also. We have businesses of all sizes. Some of the businesses, some of the customers whom we have are less than 50 employees. So it's not that one has to be a large organization to leverage. It could be at the starting point because it starts with making the right decision. But the correct data points help us in making those right decisions. While we are in an e-commerce summit today, web data can be leveraged across the industry landscape and across different functions. Travel technologies could use it, finance could use it, security, marketing, anything that you could think of where you want to get something from the internet, some sort of a data, web data is required for that. Right? And we are all thinking, if I could get this data, if this data could be available to me, we could enhance our decisions, we could take better decisions in time. And any use case. As I mentioned, commercials or pricing is just one part. I don't even think so that matters today in a B2C environment, right? We are looking at seller discovery. Influencer marketing. What are the influencers talking about? Can I tap into probably a TikTok or something and see what they are talking about, what different influencers are on Instagram are talking about me? Where is it that my brand is being mentioned? Competitive analysis, right? Trends and demand. You are launching something, you just want to see for this product that I'm about to launch, what's happening in the world, what's happening in India, what's happening on the marketplaces, what's happening on social networks. So if all of this could be made available to you, that's empowerment. That's something that will help you take good business decisions. So while we are talking of web data and how it can help, it's not easy. It's easier said than done, right? There are challenges that are associated today. As many conversations we have had with businesses, not only in India, but around the world, they run into issues. There are issues with the websites. I mean, not issues with the websites, but the websites are also smart. They are so advanced. They are blocking you out. There are captchas. There are multiple things because of which it's becoming very difficult to extract data from the websites, right? The volume and scale is increasing. I talked about the numbers over there. We are talking about quality and accuracy. While technology, people can put in their best foot forward, the business is not going to compromise on the time it takes and the accuracy of the data, right? Because it's a business decision. The content on the websites is dynamic. It's just moving. So while you were ready with something to get onto a website and to extract the data, the content there has changed, right? So all of this needs to be managed, right? Point number one, accuracy. It has to be accurate. It will result in a business decision. It can't go wrong. Technology teams, unfortunately, cannot say that because we have this problem, you delay your sale or you delay the launch. They can't say that. It has to be on time. And third, it has to be secure. But last but not the least, since we are talking of web data, it has to be 100% compliant, right? Compliance is something that cannot be negotiated here. And why we say that we are talking about compliance, why is it that we say that we are compliant? Because we access only publicly available web data. Anything that's publicly available for you to see, that can be extracted. So with this, I'll move on to the next slide. Talk a little bit about how we started, a humble start with the proxy infrastructure. Over the years, we have built the largest proxy infrastructure, not only by numbers, but by global footprint as well, right? 72 million residential proxies around the world, right? So it's our own infrastructure. There have been instances when we are in conversations with our prospective customers and we realize they have some partners, and when we figure out, we check, we get to know that the partners are leveraging Bright data in one way or the other, right? So we started with that. We moved up the ladder basis inputs from our customers, right? Customers wanted to take this task away from technology teams, deploy them for something much better, and then automate the data collection from the web. So that's where we started into the product side of the business with the data collection tools. We went into data sets. You're talking about data sets, you want a data set, LinkedIn data set, Amazon data set, these are available at our marketplaces. I would encourage you, go to the Bright Data Marketplace, look at the data sets that are available, and for what's not available, you could just leave a request, and that would be made available to you in a matter of maybe few days, if not hours, right? Moving up the ladder, moving up the value chain, we launched Bright Insights some time back. So typically, so far, if you see, the first three layers are all about data, enabling you to bring in data, or give with the infrastructure or with the products, we started giving insights, right? You just want to know that what's happening with my product, with a similar product or a similar category in any sort of a business, and you want deep levels of insights. That's where Bright Insights helps you. So this is how we stack up with our infrastructure to data collection, to predefined data sets or custom data sets, and to insights. As they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, right? I'm sure all the e-commerce players here, they know this brand, the largest brands in Southeast Asia, and they are launching in Latin America and Europe as well. They started with us with something with the pricing only. And today, for most of their business decisions across categories, across departments, whether it's customer experience or whether it's marketing, they are leveraging Bright data for their business. They started with us in Philippines. We are already with them in Vietnam. We are already with them in Latin America. We just started off with them. So that's how we grow. It just starts somewhere, and that's how we grow over here. So 3 key points I would like to summarize. The web revolution is happening. It's already there. Don't miss it. Don't think of reasons why it cannot be used. Think of ways how you can use it, and we are there to help. Point number 2, what are the customers looking at? You need to move beyond your own strategies to the customer sentiment, and they are looking at instant gratification, as I mentioned about, right? And third, all you have to do is tap it into this revolution. So that's, in nutshell, in summary, about Bright Data and how we can help businesses of all sizes. We'll see you at booth number 9, just around the corner. My team and I would be happy here. We'll be in these Bright Data t-shirts because these are not really visible, so we decided to wear these t-shirts. Please stop by. Let's have some deep discussions. Happy to engage. Thank you so much.